Alright, gang, welcome back to Mind Bang! And let me just start by saying, I went to brush my teeth this morning, opened my mouth, and there were bad breath germs playing pickleball on my tongue, wearing tiny little sweatbands, trash-talking my molars. That's the level of chaos I was already at, and then HBO had the nerve, the gall, the fungal audacity to drop The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 2, titled Through the Valley. This episode didn't just hit, it roundhouse kicked my soul, then made me feel weirdly nostalgic and emotionally unstable, like someone just dropped an emotional support mushroom in my lap and said, "Good luck, sport." So let's get into it. Joel is dead. Yeah, they really did it. Joel, aka Mr. Grumbly Dad Energy, is gone. Not hospital bed gone, not maybe he'll pull through gone. I'm talking hard stop. Lights out. Respawn disabled. And the thing is, you could feel it coming. But your heart still wasn't ready. You ever know you're about to sneeze, but it never happens? That's what Joel's death felt like. Except instead of a sneeze, it was a sledgehammer to the chest. And you know what? I have a theory. No, a belief. That this wasn't just about shocking us. Joel's death isn't just the emotional spike, it's the narrative pivot. This is Ellie's story now, period. Joel was the anchor of Season 1. But Season 2 is pulling a full-on kayak maneuver and drifting into deeper, darker waters. And you better bring a paddle, because the trauma is coming in waves. The Jackson siege was not in the game, but damn, it slaps. We need to talk about that siege in Jackson. My man Tommy out there with a flamethrower like he's auditioning for Fast and Furious Fungal Drift. And let's not skip over the fact that one of those infected looked like it had been lifting weights and drinking whey protein for 2 decades straight. This wasn't just a battle. It was a statement. A warning shot. The show's saying, oh, you thought we were just about sad guitar music and emotional devastation? Nah, here's a bloater that looks like it bench presses SUVs. It was this eerie reminder that even in safe zones, chaos is always one spore away. Like, imagine being mid-shift at the Jackson Diner, pouring coffee and boom, now you're running for your life while your biscuits burn. The theory. This ain't about revenge. It's about the circle. So here's what I think this season's really about. The loop. The circle. Not like a happy recycling symbol. No, I'm talking revenge, pain, revenge again. The human emotional Ouroboros, if you want to get poetic. Joel's death lights a fire under Ellie, and that fire is fueled by rage, guilt, grief, and maybe just a splash of mushroom-based PTSD. And if the show follows the game even a little, we're gonna see just how messy the cost of vengeance really is. Because, and this is important, you can't outrun pain by dishing out more pain. Believe me, I tried. Once got ghosted and tried to eat 3 pints of pistachio oat milk gelato while watching Her. Didn't work. Just ended up crying into my Roomba and clogging it with tears and nut dust. But I digress. Caitlin Dever as Abby is a problem. Caitlin Dever showed up like a whole emotional freight train in tactical gear. Her Abby is ripped, focused, and carrying a duffel bag full of trauma and regret. She doesn't show up like a villain. She shows up like a human being who made a decision and now has to live with it. And that's the twisty beauty of this episode. You feel conflicted. Like when you're mad at your cat for knocking over your water glass, but also impressed at how aerodynamic it made the jump from the counter. We're about to spend a whole season being asked to sympathize with someone who murdered our guy. That's not TV. That's psychological warfare. That's emotional cardio. You're gonna burn calories just processing all these feelings. Ellie's breakdown hit like a truck full of sadness. And let's just say it. Bella Ramsey? Absolute unit of a performer. When Ellie's scream finally broke out, it was raw. Like, I just realized I left my phone in an Uber and it's in Canada now. Kind of raw. You could feel that scream vibrate your couch. It wasn't cute. It wasn't stylized. It was ugly and real and exactly what grief looks like when your world caves in. Ellie's not just losing Joel, she's losing her compass. This is the emotional fracture where her whole character arc is going to crack open. And the more I think about it, the more I realize this is a show about unbecoming. About what happens when the people who anchor us vanish, and we're left to figure out if we're going to drift or rebuild. A few rapid-fire mind-bang observations. Tommy is 100% becoming that guy at the co-op who sells survival kits out of a truck. The Jackson teenagers have the same vibe as mid-2000s mall goths, but with crossbows. Ellie's new knife should have its own SAG card. The bloater with the giant shoulder fungus? I swear I saw him DJ a warehouse rave in Spokane last summer. In conclusion, this episode was a gut punch, wrapped in fungi. We knew The Last of Us wasn't here to make us feel cozy, but Through the Valley somehow managed to level up the emotional stakes and set fire to the internet all at once. Joel's gone. Ellie is unraveling. Jackson's literally burning. And we're just 2 episodes in. If this is the valley, I am terrified of what the peaks look like. Alright, mindbangers. If this theory made your brain feel like it just got hit with a brick made of feels, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and share this video with your emotionally wrecked mushroom survivors out there. Hit that bell like it owes you rations. And hey, next time you brush your teeth, double check your mouth. Never know when germs are going to form a pickleball league in there. Peace out till next week. Keep your flashlight charged and your trauma unpacked.